Charlottesville police are still out here on the scene. They're working in 3 different staging areas where these bullets flew. A settlement has been reached in a defamation lawsuit over a Rolling Stone magazine rape article. Why did it take police so long to put this information out in the public? Well, 2 reasons here in the end. On the Crime Watch tonight, a man accused of attacking several people on Charlottesville's Rivanna Trail pleaded guilty today. A new Quinnipiac poll shows Democratic candidate for governor Tom Perriello is ahead in the primaries. And what police are expected to say at that news conference is still unknown. That news conference just called a few minutes ago. Attorneys fighting over a potential insurance payout in a wrongful death lawsuit against convicted murderer George Hughley will have to go to a settlement conference. Albemarle County Police are still out here at the scene right now, canvassing this area. I'm told 1, for potential evidence, 2, for potential witnesses. A Greene County judge has decided a man accused of setting his relative's house on fire while 3 children were inside will face a jury trial in June. The good news here in the end, no one is hurt, but neighbors tell me several men just opened fire on each other in the middle of the street with children around.
Just all of a sudden, we hear this pow, 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 pow.
Houses and cars sprayed with bullets, crime scene tape stretched for blocks. This Charlottesville neighborhood was terrorized by gunfire Tuesday night.
The guys sizing each other up. When you see strangers, you know, then you're like, okay, they don't belong here.
Witnesses say several men opened fire on each other about 6:30. It all unfolded at the intersection of 11th Street and Gordon Avenue.
And I went to the door and I looked, and I seen 2 boys shooting back and forth up to somebody up the street. Then they ran down the street.
Jamie Crawford's minivan she just paid off was struck by a bullet, as was her mother's home, and this isn't the first time it's happened.
I'm tired of it. My daughter could have been out here playing. All these kids could have been out here playing. It was kids out here playing.
Charlottesville police spent much of the evening interviewing witnesses, collecting evidence, and trying to piece together exactly what happened and why. But regardless of why, the message from this neighborhood to those responsible is stop the violence.
Stop fighting. Stop shooting. Put your hands up. Do something else other than shooting.
Back out here live, UVA sent out almost immediately a community-wide alert about the shooting and the gunfire. At this point, we do not have a description of those involved, and police tell me they don't have anybody under arrest. We're live tonight along Gordon Avenue in Charlottesville. I'm Henry Graff, NBC 29 News. Until now, we can only describe the confession tape for you, but tonight the words straight from Hughley himself.
You killed her, George. You killed her.
She's dead.
I think you knew that already.
It's 7:52 a.m., May 3rd, 2010, just 43 minutes before life was about to drastically change for University of Virginia star lacrosse player George Wesley Hughley, the All-American boy from Washington, D.C., who was about to go from the top of his game to convicted murderer.
No, I mean, she was not screaming.
Yeah.
She should have been, probably.
She was Yardley Love, a fourth-year student at UVA and lacrosse player who, just days earlier, Hughley called his girlfriend.
I am investigating a case, all right, and you are being detained.
Charlottesville Police Detective Lisa Best sat face-to-face with Hughley in the intense interrogation, hours after he broke into Love's 14th Street apartment, repeatedly shook her head against a wall, and left his ex-girlfriend face down in a pool of blood.
Yeah, it was locked, yeah. Because I think I put a hole.
Yeah, you punched a hole through the door?
Pretty sure, actually, now. Yeah, that I used to have that, yeah.
All right, why'd you do that?
Because I won't talk to her.
Do you believe he just wanted to talk to her about their rocky relationship?
I do believe his intention was to go there and talk to her at first. I think that with the alcohol and his temper, and once he got in there, I think once she told him that she didn't want to talk to him, I think that's when it escalated at that moment.
Hours earlier, Hughley hit the links with his dad at Wintergreen. A full day of drinking gave way to dinner here at the CNO in downtown Charlottesville, and even more alcohol.
What happened next?
What happened next, and she just kept hitting her head against the wall while she was sitting on the bed, and I was like, and I grabbed her and I like shook her. I was like, stop, like we need to like, and looked at her. I was like, we need to like talk about this. And like, I mean, I was holding her arms and stuff.
In my view, the statement was of central importance.
Did you choke her at one point?
I may have grabbed her a little bit by the neck when we were like, but I never like strangled her.
City prosecutor Dave Chapman secured the second-degree murder conviction against Hughley in 2012. During the trial, he played 63 minutes of the interrogation tape to the jury.
On the one hand, was it premeditated? On the other hand, could you see in the interview that the suspect was surprised?
NBC 29 legal analyst Lloyd Snook says the confession wasn't Hughley's only issue at his trial.
He could perfectly well have defended the case if the pictures weren't awful, if the medical injuries weren't awful.
Ian Glumsky was on the jury that convicted Hughley. He declined to be re-interviewed about the tape, but says he hasn't wavered on what he said after the trial.
When things start off, he's basically a bad boy with his hand caught in the cookie jar.
I mean, I'm in here for an assault charge.
And then when they tell him that Yardley's dead, there's a very big change in his demeanor.
I want to see her.
George, look at me.
George.
She is dead.
He would have had to been a fantastic actor to pull off the emotional responses that he did.
How is she dead?
I found it very believable.
Oh, no, I didn't know.
Why didn't you know?
Why? She's not dead.
But seeing a live person suffering.
And it didn't get out of control. She's not dead. She's not dead. There's no way she's dead. There's no way. I didn't do it. No way. No way.
That convinced me that he really had no idea, first off, that at that point that she was dead, and that kind of therefore means he didn't go over there with the intention to kill her.
22-year-old, 22, and her life is done.
Oh my God, kill me.
It was very sad. You know, Yardley's life was taken away from her, and then George making a very stupid decision.
Fast forward, just 2 weeks after this interrogation, Hughley, a fourth year, would have graduated from UVA and begin his career in real estate at a firm in Washington, D.C. A promising dream turned nightmare in the blink of an eye. Hughley's final U.S. Supreme Court appeal was denied last month. He is serving a 23-year prison sentence right now at the Augusta Correctional Unit. Hughley declined a request for an interview on the story. The 28-year-old is set to be released from prison coming up in 2029. Get Dr. Rayford talking about Haiti, and he can't help but get emotional on the subject. It's that passion that takes him to a remote part of the country to make a difference in the lives of people who need it the most. They come from all over in search of medical care, looking for hope in a place where it's hard to find.
I always felt like I really wasn't doing much.
Dr. Ray Ford says the calling was clear and simple.
We're a long way from the hospital here.
And so began Ford's love for the Haitians.
Haitians are the most incredible people. Their dignity and their spirit just amazes us when we come here. The energy of this place.
If Dr. Ford looks familiar, it's because for decades he's taken care of children in Charlottesville. In Haiti, he and a team attend to the medical needs of Haitians.
There's no doubt about it. Our docs who've come over many years observe the general health in this area, which is the area we serve, is gradually, definitely improving.
Ford volunteers with the Haiti Mission. During a week-long clinic, he tended to this child suffering from a severe case of anthrax on his face.
It's so important to let him know that he's going to get better.
And help the pair of 6-day-old twins whose mother died during childbirth. The clinic here in Gris-en-Garde is open all year round. The Charlottesville-based medical team comes down here 4 times a year, seeing anywhere between 2,000 and 4,000 Haitian patients in a single week.
They help us a lot here. And when the team is here, so I feel very happy because I've got a chance to see many people, many cases.
Dr. Eugene Mocklin works at the Haitian clinic. He says without the support of Dr. Ford and others, many of these Haitians would never see a health professional in their lifetime.
People appreciate that too. You know, you can see that. We have a lot of people here.
But for Dr. Ford, the work on the ground in Haiti is far from done.
But I'd say overall things are a little bit better.
Dr. Ford's efforts don't stop with medicine. His own foundation once built an orphanage and school in that small town, but that school is now overcrowded, and I really don't use that term lightly. Tonight at 11, I will take you into those classrooms to show you what they look like, and we'll also talk about how Dr. Ford is teaming up with Charlottesville's Building Goodness Foundation to expand the school, but here's the catch. Your help is needed.
And we talk about how things are getting a little bit better, a lot of work to get a little bit better.
And slowly but surely. I mean, I was in Port-au-Prince for a very short amount of time before we flew up into the northern part of the country last week, and it is slowly but surely getting better each time I go down there. You can see those improvements, but like you said, a lot to move just a little.